One other interesting thing is that a lot of people don't know this, but there is another pickle juice company out there that is selling a product that is simply water and salt and rosemary oil. It's not actually pickle juice. It's not the byproduct of the pickling process.
Okay.
And this is. And that makes all the difference in the world. The other key thing about this product is that there's no, what's it called, yellow number 5, the dye, the food dye, that they typically put into a lot of pickle juice drinks to give it kind of the color of cucumbers. This doesn't have any dye in it, so it's clear. And typically whenever you go to pickle something, your brine is usually clear, and that's why ours is clear. So
awesome.
That was actually a requirement of one of our major retailers. They said, hey, no
fake pickle juice.
No fake pickle juice, yeah, because they'd been burned pretty badly on that before, and so we wanted to make a natural, more honest product that benefited athletes and just everyday people alike who were experiencing muscle cramps. Our two biggest consumer groups for the pickle juice are folks that are above 50 years old. In other words, not quite elderly, but definitely on the second half of life, and younger people who are extremely active. So that's our target market, and hopefully we hit it.
Cool. Yeah, we'll do all we can to get the word out, test it out. I know one of my teammates is super into pickle juice, and he's that's one of his stipulations too, is that it's the result of like an actual pickling process. So he'll be super excited to hear that.
Yeah, that's critical. That's critical. Yeah, it unfortunately the other company that made their product out of just water and salt and rosemary oil, they got so high in terms of sponsorship that they were sponsoring some of the world's biggest races.
I think
one in particular
saw him at Hotter in Hell a year or two ago.
Yeah.
Like in
well, even the Tour de France, they were sponsoring
really?
the Tour de France, and that just boggles my mind that there would be no due diligence as to, is this actually pickle juice? Because if they had bothered to even look at that, they would see that it wasn't actually pickle juice. It was not the byproduct of pickling like this is. The other key thing is that this bottle here, and we're going to have other products that we release later that are the frozen type. That are, you just squeeze them and like a gel, or either a gel or like a pickle pop is another example. Anyway, we're going to be coming out with that.
Like what do you call those things? It's water pop, or like it's like tube of juice frozen, or go-gurt kind of tube.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so we're going to be coming out with those products, but this is the initial one, and the shape of the bottle, we paid so much attention to detail on this that we even custom made the bottle, the lid, the wrap, everything about it, so that it could be easily opened, but also not spill once people were using it in high stress situations.
Oh, awesome. So is this like you mentioned earlier, like taking a few sips beforehand? Is like, how many serving sizes is in one of these bad boys?
So let's go ahead and crack one open, because I'd be interested what your reaction is in terms of taste.
I mean, my dad makes dill pickles, so I am a big pickle guy.
So this is 4.4 ounces, and this would be enough so whenever I go out for a ride, it's usually like 60 to 70 miles, and this is enough for that entire ride. You don't want to drink it all at once, you just want to sip it. So
yeah, that's good, that tastes good. And I noticed right off the bat, like you said, you formulated it to make it more drinkable in like a high stress environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it tastes just like pickle juice. It's just not as like acidic or vinegary. Yeah, it doesn't scratch the throat.
We that was critical, because whenever we were doing road testing, we noticed that a lot of people, like there was one guy that I ride with a lot, and he's in really good shape. I mean, he's an incredible athlete. And one thing that was happening with him is, well, one of the reasons why he's such a good athlete is he's really able to control his breathing.
Oh yeah.
That's his key, you know, and to get that rhythm going. And so what he would do is he would take a shot of, not of our pickle juice, but of another pickle juice, and he would cough. Well, that would completely disrupt everything. And so, so this is designed to not tickle your throat so much that you end up having coughing fits. And that's just one example of things that we thought about when developing the product. So the other, as you can see, it's clear.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
So I like it.